Hi everyone, welcome to Python Learning Series for Network Engineers. This is the 6th video on Regex. In this video we'll see how to parse Cisco show run configuration. Here you can see I have certain logics written here using RE library in Python, and I have some devices defined here, and you can see I'm initiating SSH using paramiko to the device and executing show run command, getting the output, and using the same parsing logic which I have written earlier here on top, and printing the output. So let's try running this script. Yeah, you can see here I have received hostname, domain name, then product ID, serial number, and I'm checking whether netconf is enabled or not, then fetching list of users, then if default gateway is configured I'll try fetching that, then static routes, then interface with IP address, then interface configuration details in a list of dictionaries. In a structured format I am getting all these output. I'll explain all the logic what I used for parse all these outputs. It is always better to learn parsing logic because in certain cases you might have to do your own custom logic for your environment. So here first we'll see how to parse all these parameters, and in the previous video we have seen how to parse show version output. I'll just run and show you once. So you can see here I'm just parsing all these output from show version command. Now here I have written a sample script for show run. I have already added logic for hostname, domain name, product ID, netconf, because for all these parameters for values the logic is going to be same, but it is going to vary for username because we are going to have multiple username in the device response and we need to print all the usernames. So let's start writing the script. Here I already have a show run output. So before we initiate SSH and parse the output, first we'll try testing our logic using this text file, then we will move into the SSH. So let me just copy all these output. Let's use Regex 101 for testing our parsing logic. First we'll see how to parse hostname. So for hostname the logic is simple. Hostname comes in this format, so we can just write hostname and one space. After that we can just add /s. /s means all the non-space characters. So let me just create a group here, and you can see here it is taking only first letter. If I give plus, it will take the complete character. Now here if you give any character after CSR or any number, it will take, because we are giving it is a non-space character. So let's verify that. Let's see what is /s. It can match any non-space character. So you can see small s means any white space, and /S means matches any character which is not white space character. So same logic I'm using in the script. can see it here. Let me uncomment that. And before doing the parsing logic, you can see here with open method I'm opening this text file 02 show run output.txt. it is same file, and I'm doing only read method, and let's try printing the output once. So you can see here it is exactly same show run output. Now let me uncomment this, and you can see here I am defining a pattern, hostname pattern, and using re compile method, and here I'm giving another variable hostname match and doing search method on this output, and then I'm just printing it. So instead of this print, let me just try printing print hostname match dot the same group what we received there in regex 101. You can see it is in group 1. So let me just try running it. So you can see here I'm just getting only the hostname. Let me remove this and uncomment this. This just gives a title and it just aligns with 18 spaces for hostname. You can see here I'm getting hostname. Similar to that, let's try getting domain name. So for domain name also logic is same. Domain starts with IP domain name. Yeah, you can see here after space, again what we can do, we'll create a group and then dot plus. Even if I give dot, it will take any character. So let's see the logic what I'm using in the script. We are using dot plus. Let me uncomment that. Let's try running it. So you can see here I'm getting the domain name as well. Now let's see how to get product ID and serial number. So for getting product ID and serial number, here you can see license UDI PID. So same thing we'll do, license UDI PID. After that I will have the product ID. So for product ID what we can do, /w we can give, or even you can give /s. /w means any word character, and after that there is a space and sn space. We'll give non-space character here. This is just for learning purpose. You can optimize it based on your requirement. So you can see here I'm getting two groups now, group 1 and group 2. Group 1 is having product ID and group 2 is having serial number. Let's see it in our script. Let me uncomment this, and here you can see each group I am printing. So I'm doing a search operation on that output and then printing product ID, and group 1 is product ID and group 2 is serial number. Let's try printing it. Yeah, you can see here I'm getting all these output from the text file, the show run output text file. Now let's see how to validate whether netconf is enabled or not. To verify netconf is enabled or not, I have a device here, CSR1, and if you see in this device I already have enabled netconf. Let us verify that once. Yeah, you can see here netconf -yang is enabled. Let us initiate one SSH connection and verify it. So SSH-P, the netconf default port number is 830. Yeah. So here you can see I'm getting the handshake from the Cisco device. So that means netconf is enabled. For enabling netconf, this line is important. These lines, even if it is there or not there, netconf is not going to work. This line is very important. So let us try removing this line and check whether netconf is working or not. Because based on that we need to define our logic. Because if you see here, I'm not only checking netconf-yang is there, I'm just checking whether end of the line is happening after netconf-yang, because otherwise it will match with all the other outputs which I have showed earlier. If we don't give /n, it will match with all the other outputs. So let me just disable that. No netconf-yang. It will take some time to shut down netconf. So you can see here now it is not accepting the password. Now let me wait for some more time. Yeah, you can see here now netconf is disabled. But if you come and verify this configuration, I will already have all these commands. But I don't have this netconf-yang. So we need to check for this pattern with only netconf-yang, not with all the other outputs. So that's what we are doing here. Let me just copy and paste it. We'll go to regex 101 and here we'll give all these outputs. Now let's verify that netconf-yang, you can see here it is matching everywhere, but if I give /n, it is not matching. If I give one more netconf-yang here, you can see it is matching only at one place. But when we communicate with device, it is going to change, the logic is going to change, because you need to add one more /r here in carrier return. Since we are reading text file now, we can just use the logic as /n. So we'll see that difference. Now for now we'll check with text file. So let me just uncomment this, and here another logic I'm using is I'm checking the pattern, and after that if I get any output for netconf match, I'm just printing netconf is enabled, yes, otherwise I'm just giving no. Let's try running it. So you can see here in this text file it is not enabled. Let us verify it here. Yeah, it is not there. Let me just put some values here. Now let us verify it. So you can see now I am getting netconf enabled, yes. So now let's verify how to check the username. Here in this regex 101 you can see I have multiple usernames configured. So username admin is having privilege 15. and admin 1 also is having privilege 15, but admin 1 I am using with SSH key. This way that user doesn't have password. So we'll try to handle those cases. So for that, pattern is going to be username space, we'll give a non space character condition /s plus, and then we can give privilege. Then here you can see we are getting 2 digits. So what we can do here, we'll create a group and /d stands for digit. So let's see here. So you can see here /d everywhere, it matches with digits, and then we'll give curly braces, and inside that we'll give 1 or 2. If we give 1 or 2, what will happen? Even if we have only single digit, it will work. So let's verify that. Here you can see it specifies exactly m number of copies, or if you give m comma n, it will be in that range. So we'll try giving in that way. And you can see here the match list will have 2 matches. See, match 1 and match 2. So let's see how to handle that in Python. So those 2 matches we need to create. So let me just start creating the pattern. I'll call it as username pattern equals re dot compile, and let me just copy and paste it. We need to give it as a raw string. Yeah. Now let us start writing the parsing logic here. Username. So we need to iterate through each output because we are having 2 outputs now. So what we'll do here, username iter, and the same pattern, username pattern dot. If you do a simple search, what will happen? Let's have a look. Print username iter. So you can see it is matching only with first output. So that is the behavior of search method. Let's have a look into that here in this document. So you can see here it will just check only the first location where it matches, but we have 2 values here. So what we can do here, we'll do a finditer, and now if you try printing it, see we are getting an object. It is a iterator. So let's try iterating through that. For user in username iter, and let's try printing it. Print user. So now you can see I'm getting 2 matches and both are printing now. But what we'll do in our case, we'll just add these users into a list, and later then we can print that list. So for that, I'll initiate a user list here. User list equals an empty list. Then, so all the output what we are getting. So here what we can do, user dot group, and group 1 is a username. So you can see here I'm getting specific username. If you come and check here, you should be able to see group 1 is a username in both matches. So same thing we need to use here. User list dot append. Then what we'll do, we'll just try printing that list. Print. Okay, let me just copy and paste it from here. List of users. Then string of user list. Let's try printing it. So you can see here I'm getting admin and admin 1. So let me try adding one more user. Admin 2 with privilege 5 and admin 3. Now let us try running it. So you can see here I'm getting all the list of users. In the next video we'll see how to parse the interface configuration for getting the interface IP address and list of interface which has IP address and IP address details similar to this. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.